Karen Guenther was a military spouse working as a pediatric ICU nurse when a simple request changed her life. That request would lead to a life dedicated to serving veterans and their families.
I was at Naval Hospital Camp Pendleton, and the CEO of the hospital knew that at the time my husband was in Baghdad. The first medevac came in, and he came up to the floor and said, "Karen, you want to help me welcome back these heroes?" As they were being offloaded on the medevacs, it was really impactful and beautiful and scary and intense. And so when I went out to see the families, the people, they just looked traumatized. There was a young spouse that I was talking with, and her husband had a craniotomy, and he was very disfigured. And I was standing beside her, and I could feel her knees start to buckle, and I can see that he's looking at her face. And so I just stood beside her and said, "You can," kind of whispered in her ear, "You can do this." And I watched her take a breath, this young spouse, just so courageous, take this breath. And she just reached out to him and hugged him, and it was beautiful. And I thought, we've got a lot of work to do here. So I picked up the phone, made phone calls, and we met every medevac that came through. And that's how we started.
Guenther originally thought she would just focus on Iraq and Afghanistan veterans, and she would be back in the ICU in a few months. She had no idea that the simple idea of trying to ease the trauma of injured veterans and their families would grow into one of the largest veteran-focused nonprofits in the country. Semper and America's Fund helps with all aspects of wounded veterans reintegration, giving direct financial assistance for housing, medical care, adaptive equipment, education, as well as running programs that help heal the mind and spirit.
We literally started with $500. And then our first donation was from a non-denominational church of $5,000, which was a lot. And we gave it all away to 3 families who needed it. We've helped 27,500 service members, men and women from all service branches. And we've given out $260 million. When we go into a community, we work with our service members, with their churches and their schools and the teachers. We'll meet with the teachers if the kids are having problems. What we don't want is one of our 18-year-old, 20-year-old triple amputees sitting at home watching TV. We want them out on adaptive skis, coming down the mountain, having the best time of their life. We had a triple amputee who lost both legs, an arm, and blind in both eyes doing a cattle drive. When we first started our adaptive sports team, we did Alcatraz triathlon. Picture being on the sandy beach in San Francisco at Alcatraz, and you see our runners coming out of the water, and they're on one leg.
Karen Guenther has dedicated her life to serving American veterans and their families, and her commitment to lifting up those who put themselves in harm's way to protect our freedoms truly embodies the American spirit. The National World War II Museum is honored to present her with the 2022 American Spirit Award.
I love the name American Spirit. It's moral courage, it's ethics, to do the right things for the right reasons when it's the toughest time to do that. And we learned so much from that American spirit in World War II, Vietnam, Iwo Jima. That American spirit is what drives us to create not just a better nation, but a better world. And I'm so proud to be able to receive this award because that means so much to our team.